Alright, so the goal of this video is to try and predict stock price movements using machine learning. The common approach to this problem would be feeding the raw price data into an LSTM or GRU neural network. I'm going to try a different approach. I'm going to pass the chart images to the VIT model, which is from this paper. This approach basically is testing if technical analysis is real, as the model will be able to see all the chart patterns if they exist, and if it doesn't learn anything, technical analysis probably isn't real. At the end of this video, I'm going to show what the model currently predicts to be stocks to buy. Alright, so for the data set, we're going to use this script I made here with the help of AI. Basically, it scrapes all the top, I think 1,000 or 500 stock, the S&P 500. And then we're going to go through each stock from the beginning of available data, and we're going to create images like these when it loads of the stock. So we have 60 days of stock price, and then we have the 200 moving average, the 9 exponential moving average, and the 50 exponential moving average with the volume and the Bollinger Bands. And then what we do here is we take like the image name, the target, which the target is what after the 60-day window in 7 days. This is the price movement in percentage price movement. So obviously this is like 6% up, and then this is 24% down, so it's like dropped really fast, along with the dates for when the target is. So this is our model that I'm using. This is what I kind of finished on. It's just a simple VIT model. So what we do, we just take one of the chart images. So what a VIT does is you just take an image and it creates patches of the image, and then you take each patch, you flatten it. So you just take the pixel values, and instead of being a square, you make it a string of one-dimensional, and then you feed it to the model, and then you feed each patch as a batch, and then that'll be the whole image. And then you use it, and you pass it through the multi-head attention, and then it'll be able to read the images like that. So for this model, this version, my image size is gonna be 256 by 256, so it's gonna be square, and the patch size, so each patch is gonna be 16 by 16 pixels. So this should be, now it's gonna be 16 patches to make one image. Then when we pass it through the VIT model, all we're doing is at the output layer, we're gonna have 3 neurons for the LM head. And then the neurons are gonna be representing if the model predicts up, flat, or down in the next 7 days of the price movement. For training, we did a time split. So let me see. Yeah, so for the training, we did time split. So we take the full data set, and then what we're doing is you take every single ticker, and then 80% of it is going to be from the start to this point in the timeline, and then the last 20% is going to be the remaining testing or like validation set. So we have that right here. And then originally I did ticker split, so like you take 80% of the tickers and you train all the way through, from the start of the data to the end, and then you test on the 20% of the remaining tickers. But that had a lot of data leakage, so I had unrealistic results from that. So for this, the last 20% begins at around like 2023, at the beginning of 2023. And then I have the results for testing. Here's my testing script. This is what we're going to do after we get the model. We're going to run it through this, and what this does is we take all of our validation set, the exact same as we did in the model, and we're just going to go one by one and see what the model predicted, compare it to what the actual outcome was, and yeah, just see the difference. And I'll run that real quick. Take way too long on my laptop, so I just ran it in the cloud, and here is the results. Nope, that's not it. So here's the results of this model specifically. As you can see, we did have actual improvement. As you can see, as the accuracy, as the confidence of the model goes up, the accuracy also goes up, which means that the model is learning something. And it's also trading, shorting and longing, which is good. That way it's just not always a perma bull, which happens a lot. And as you can see, actually, when the model is over 60% confidence, the accuracy of the model is over 50%, which means it's learning something and it's actually useful information. But there's not a lot of examples. It has 443 and 18, so not many. So the model does predict shorting more than just long, which doesn't make much sense, as the testing or validation set is from 2023 to now, which should be mostly like a bull period. So it should really just be taking a lot more longs, but I think it has something to do with how I train the model, so I might have to go back through and change the hyperparameters a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of things I can improve on this model. You know, try to get the loss to go down, such as like changing the hyperparameters, changing my data set to not include any dates with news in them, because I could skew the data, obviously. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I might try to improve this model or like make a way better model overall in the next and future video. These are the current results of what the model predicts. And as you can see, we were looking for 60% or above confidence, as that's where we get 55% accuracy. And none of these fit that, but yeah, it's not even really close. Maybe PayPal, but yeah, I think I might make a website where I'll post all the daily predictions, and we'll see as like a back test